Hey everyone, Happy New Year.
It is a new year.
Welcome back to the Philosopher. Oh, what's that?
Oh, you're on the
And,
keyboard. Close one.
To the Philosopher YouTube channel.
And every other channel this is going to, because it's going
Jack
to quite a
Lloyd
few
Show.
channels. And on that note, really quick here, if you aren't already subscribed and linked over, make sure you go over to the main channel, youtube.com/thephilospher, PHOLOSOPHER, philosopher. That way we can best see your comments. Like, for example,
Actually, philosopher.
We can see the Eternal coming on in. Hello,
Hey,
Jack and
what's
Voluncap.
up? Happy New Year.
So, yeah, pipe on down. Let us know in the comments that you're here. We'll say hi to you, let you know that everything's working as we're testing things out here all the way in 2025. It's kind of crazy to think that it's already a few days in. It's already the 4th.
Yeah. Yes, as Jack said, pipe on down.
Pipe
Instead
on.
of pipe up.
Yeah, that's true. Pipe up, pipe in, pipe out.
Pipe on.
Yeah, it's been a long journey this winter break. Yeah, it's been tough,
especially the last part of last year. A lot of things happened at once.
A lot of things happened at once. Honestly, like one of the toughest things was just my dad. He was going through, lung cancer treatments, and now it's that kind of was getting better. Now it's on to brain cancer things, and that has its own ripple effects and things like that with him. So it's been a difficult time just trying to work through those issues, help him out, figure out what to do with all the medical things, and kind of deal with his end of life care. So, if you've ever dealt with that, you know definitely how tough that can be, dealing with a parent who's getting elderly and having to work toward those things, and it's almost like taking on another child. It's kind of crazy, you know what I mean?
I've never had that with one of my parents yet, but my grandma, that's where I experienced it. So it was my aunts and my mom that went through that situation of needing to figure out where she lived and how her life should be at the end.
It's great, it's one of those things, like, you think of taking care of kids, like that's more like obvious, but you just kind of always think of it as like, it's going to be somebody else. Like, I don't know, for me it's just always like, that's someone else's parents that's elderly. My own parents, I just kind of thought like, oh yeah, they're gonna live forever.
You sound like a young man.
I know, right? You sound like a young man, and it feels like it. You're like, oh yeah, no worries. But everybody sadly, unfortunately, gets to a point in life where you get decrepit, and then sometimes you need help, and it's tough. It's definitely tough to deal with. So it takes a lot of work, and also, one of the crazy parts is you got to deal with all the online media things, because with elderly people now, back in the day they would just read their books or play card games, but now elderly people have social media and their online games and the
for tech support. Oh my gosh!
So dealing with that has been wild.
Don't click on that link in the email. Don't enter your social.
Don't enter. There's David. Hey, what's up? So,
what's Haro?
What's up, Karimo? Thanks. Everybody come say hi in the chat. But yeah, it's something that it takes a lot of work to do and to imagine, think about, and it forced me to also look at a lot of different things as relates to government and healthcare. Just looking at how people deal with these things. Medicare, Medicaid,
Social Security,
assisted living facilities, right? All these different things, like sorting through all those different systems and what people do with it, and the effects on healthcare provision and prices and all kinds of stuff. So it really just for me, like, kind of reminds me how crony everything is and how messed up everything is with government intervention in the healthcare market. So
I can look at my page and I can be like, oh, that's what that's going to. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just a tax on being prosperous. It's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Eternal says, "Mom's chronic leukemia. I feel your pain, Jack." And it's I'm sorry to hear that. That's tough. It's always tough to deal, with family members and having to deal with things where, you have to kind of almost be their parent. Even things,
especially if you care about them.
Right. I mean, obviously, if you don't care about them, you're like, okay, I guess you're just gonna die. But
I've definitely seen that situation. It's sad, like where someone is just dropped off at a nursing home, and that's fine in some extent, but if you never visit, that's like really lonely for like, and it's, of course, that's just between the parent and the child, what their relationship was. And it's tragic to see that happen where a child feels so alienated from their own parent that they, don't feel able to see them, or vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely tough. And it's also
nice
scary
that you're there with your dad, and, there's love.
Yeah. Yeah. At least he's there. He's still lucid. And, and obviously we didn't put him in a nursing home situation. We're working, with family to kind of just keep him living on his own as long as possible. But, remember the lockdown, shutdown stuff, you had all those elderly people who, they locked them in the nursing homes, and then they kept people from being able to see them. You know what I mean? And again, for me, I'm just like, that's someone else's family. It's abstracted.
Well, when you think
this here,
in a
it's
professional setting like that, or where, it's a business, like you're kind of giving them over, versus having some sort of, way to have your parent at home with you, especially if you own your home or they own their own home, that'd be best.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, if you can keep them out of like third party strangles,
you can keep your own.
Yeah. That's usually the best way to go if you can. Obviously, everyone's circumstances are different, difficulty is different, but it's just hard. It's just no matter what way you cut it. And then the other part too that I think really impacted me, and just I of course know about it, just knowing about economics and political things, but really getting to see up close, that thought process, that system, when you think, okay, what happens when, elderly people are going to be living longer and longer, and they're being sustained to live longer, but, the quality of life is going down because, slowly but surely their functioning goes down, but there's certain types of medicines that keep them barely functioning. And then it becomes very difficult because at that point, it's just like, constantly, paying money just to try to barely keep them, alive. And that's its own kind of like wild difficulty because of the distortions and the incentives there with the government. It's pretty crazy how expensive those things can be. And, even myself, I was seeing some of the things when he was going through his cancer treatments, the raw billing, like to insurance is in some cases like $60,000 per like dosage of a treatment. It's like, it's crazy. And that they do that in the hospitals because they know that it's going to be a long negotiations process, and, it's going to take forever for them to get their money. They're going to be battling it out. And it's kind of just, this bureaucratic waste that goes into treatments. And it's just crazy. And
it's more limited and expensive because of the supply being less, just because there's less competition. Usually you have to get approval from the state, from the federal government to sell different sort of medical treatments and pharmaceuticals. So there's a huge medical industrial complex in America. It's mostly crony, though, not like, socialist Canada. Thank God. Like if you had to choose, what would you choose?
Has a lot of it. I mean, honestly, the more I've been looking at it, it's like the U.S. government
both are terrible.
Has so much intervention in the market. It really is that deep. I think it was like something that I looked into, like 60% of healthcare spending between Medicare and Medicaid. And you start to realize like America's healthcare system is like getting to that point of state central planning. Like it's actually so much closer to that than
it's really
the private market
regulated.
At this point.
It's one of the most regulated markets. You think of the military, right? One of the most regulated. So you have military, pharmaceutical, medical, industrial complexes all around. School, educational complexes. Those are like the main pillars of how the state, at least in America, controls. And I would say most governments, it's like, okay, medical, defense, legal, just try to, that's like the most common thing. So yeah, it's, I'm just happy that your dad's here and he's happy, alive, and thriving.
Yeah, for now. For now, we'll see how it goes with the treatments and stuff.
As long as possible.
Yeah, they said it was lower concern brain cancer in terms of they think that they can do surgery and remove it without there being too much. But again, with brain cancer, it's just always tough to know exactly how that's going to go. So we'll see what happens. But Imperial Gar here says, my family, as far as I know, has never gotten cancer, but I know others who have. Right? Not fun. Yeah, it definitely is not fun. And it's wild. You never know. Because my dad was actually pretty healthy overall for his life. He wasn't a drinker smoker person. He always exercised. So,
Yeah, my grandma too. She had pancreatic cancer, but
she lived really late. Like wasn't she 89?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is it's, when it comes to certain people, it's like, yeah, it's not a surprise that you're dying of a certain ailment or cancer when you've lived that long. You know what I mean? Life expectancy is like 75. So it's like when you're that old, it's inevitable, you know what I mean? Until there's technology that can make that not, the case. But it's very expensive. You know what I mean? Once you get up there, you know what I mean? It's kind of this crazy battle where, on one hand, people want to live longer. There's nothing wrong with that, on its own benignly. It's great to like want to have your loved ones around as long as possible. It's just, if we're just purely thinking economics and the expenses and government subsidies and things like that, if everybody gets subsidized by the state in that way, it would technically be unsustainable if the government's subsidizing every single little type of treatment or procedure you can to try to extend your life, even if you're barely able to move. You know what I mean? That is most certainly going to collapse, economically, the rest of everybody else's income and for the next generation, which already I think people are seeing, those particular things, Medicare, Medicaid, those expenses just have gone, through the roof. And essentially, it's unsustainable, especially with the younger population, you know what I mean? Essentially having to subsidize that in debt. It's not going to last, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. And I take back what I said. It's pretty socialist, the system we have in America. Maybe it's corporatist socialism.
I wouldn't call it socialist. I would just simply say that it's state central planning and has great intervention.
Yeah.
Because people aren't.
I mean, it's not state owned or whatever.
It's not all of it is state owned.
Pseudo state control.
But the government's
getting into it,
Well, the government's taking everyone's money and then creating the insurance payout systems, and the amount of spending as compared to total spending is so significant that the government is in that operation for over, the majority of the spending in the first place.
Oh, what would you label it then? Fascism?
I would say it's a government interventionism in the market. It's state manipulation and theft.
I just meant like an ideology that was similar to like.
It's not really. It's not.
Because I would just say like some people will be like, oh, it's capitalism. Like, no, it's not. That's literally the state being involved
the state
and overriding your property rights.
Because it's not a system where people are sharing the ownership of the means of production directly and having direct democracy or representative democracy. So it's not socialism, communism in form. It's just simply state intervention and cronyism, because the government's taking people's money and then forcing that mechanism about how you spend it. But then they're still spending it technically within a largely private system of doctors and other providers, but the government is basically forcing that pooled insurance. And then,
whatever it is, it's cronyism.
It's very, well, it's certainly state intervention.
That works.
State interventionism. I think a cronyism more so that a certain select company is getting a benefit based on their lobbying and their particular rent seeking, whereas this isn't. The medical system and Medicare, Medicaid isn't limited to one provider. It's every provider that it would potentially apply to. And then some providers just say, we want out of this. We won't accept Medicare, Medicaid. We are cash only, concierge service. Right. So I wouldn't label it that. It's just
statism.
State central planning on insurance and state intervention.
Because it's basically
state intervention.
I mean, in reality, what it is, it's a theft. Every single paycheck, if you look at it, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and federal income tax. And if you do the calculation and you look at the percentage, you'll see that's like a quarter. And at what point is it 1%, 2%, 50%? That makes you understand that it's enslavement. And so at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's funded by coercion and theft and extortion. And that's ultimately what it is. And I can hear some people be like, oh, you want to get rid of Medicare and Medicaid? How dare you? That's people are just going to die. And it's just like, Well, compared to what? People already die on the existing system. And so the question is, how do you create abundance and opportunities? And you do that with competition in the market. And when you have systems of coercion, you are just not allowing individuals to have the maximum choice in the market. And imagine if, you could keep your not have to pay taxes to the federal government and Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. That's what you could help with your own parents, or your own family. And now you have, or you could become a provider yourself, of health insurance. And, you have things like health savings accounts. There's so many different ways that people come together and try to pay for medical services. You have volunteer doctors, that's possible. But when you have so many restrictions to the point where you need a license to be a doctor to practice, right? You can be sued and not be allowed to practice anywhere and be a doctor if you say the wrong thing. And we saw this happen a lot during the lockdowns and shutdowns. So I'm just, hopeful that, more people understand that. And, I'm happy that this is not a situation we're in with your dad, like back in 2020. And like you're saying, some people were kept, whether their parents or loved ones, grandparents were in a hospital, sick from them, and they weren't allowed to see them, or in a nursing home. That's just absolutely terrible. It's just, I'm thankful. And also your dad's very voluntarist, as he'd say. And he's like, you're the philosopher. And he throws up his gang signs. I'm like, what is this? He's like, are you a gangster?
That's funny.
Your young days.
Yeah, he does. He likes being silly and entertaining. I agree with you there. That I'm definitely glad this is happening after those lockdowns, because I just couldn't imagine having to deal with this during that time. It would be a nightmare. And so I empathize at a new level with those who had to face dealing with, end of life care or a parent in a tough situation, nursing home, hospice during that time. I mean, it would just be
so traumatic.
It'd be so traumatic, so
on
evil.
Top of the existing trauma.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I wasn't mad of it or wasn't privy to it. We didn't call it out. It's just like seeing that extra layer of like personally feeling it and being intimately involved with having to think about that and what would happen is just, those people. That's why I'm saying, when people are like, why are you mad at Trump? Like, okay, actually, yeah. When you think about how many lives are affected by his emergency orders and funding Pfizer and Operation Warp Speed, all this other stuff.
It bothered me too, having Fauci on stage. All right, Fauci, please tell everyone. And it's like, he's a crook. Now that's a crony.
Yeah, it's it's that serious. It's not something that just gloss over and be like, we'll forget the past. Like, no, like this literally cost millions of people their lives and their livelihoods, and kept them from loved ones in their time of need. So it's not something that should just be waved away, and that includes every lockdown tyrant, every governor, every politician at from a city, town to up to the state. And federal levels, like, those people have blood on their hands on a, unprecedented level.
Definitely.
So, I really
Whitmer,
think that people
Newsom,
shouldn't lose that.
Inslee, all these governors that locked down.
Yeah. They need
even
to be
DeSantis, old DeSantis.
I know.
He was like,
did apologize, which is really crazy, right? DeSantis is one of the few who actually publicly apologized. And said he got it wrong and tried to make up for it. Obviously he's not, libertarian, and there's much wanting, but he did
totally right. Not an ANCAP by any means. What would you say? He's like he's paleo-conservative.
He's actually just like, I think he's like actually like just a more a more straightforward Republican. He actually is just someone who really believes in, we're going to try to make the government more limited and this and that. He gives the lip
open
service.
Concealed carry.
Right. He actually is like, what you see is what you get. He blocked
that one bill.
Yeah.
He's blocked every bills like throughout the.
He's just like, this is what you're supposed to get when you get Republicans. It's obviously not libertarian by any measure, but it's like, but you're actually.
He's grown the state in other ways, like the police force, the teacher force, salaries. Things like that.
He's not a rhino. He's literally just actually like, he actually like abides by those things and believes in them and actually acts in them.
I think that's why personally I'm like, I'm glad he dropped out. when he was like, hey guys, I'm dropping out. See, everyone wants Trump to have a second term.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever said sorry. I called him too old. Because that was one of his things.
He just gave he had no chance.
He's like, Trump's too old. Put me in.
Yeah, he was already
Floridians were like, stay in Florida.
Yeah.
Stay.
They're like, you just stay chill.
I'm an ANCAP and he's
yeah.
I get it, but it's just like,
yeah, he still he greases all the
less
wheels.
Taxes? Yeah,
he does all the crony stuff to like buy people off with your typical Republican stuff. Like we'll give money to firefighters and teachers. They voted for us, all that stuff, and police.
Yeah,
all that stuff. So, but
would you say Trump is at least better than Kamala?
Oh, of course. Yeah, Trump is definitely better
the
than
propaganda
Kamala.
leading up to it was crazy.
He's still growing the garden. It's just okay, cool.
Oh, for sure, different flavor.
Yeah, just a different flavor.
Does it meet your flavors?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can say
that's the point.
Yeah. Oh, wow, they're going to grow the garden by 100% versus 80%. Oh, okay. Well, you're still literally are going to have a complete, crazy debt crisis and a collapse of the economy. But hey, it's a little bit better than this person.
But he stands up to SJWs in the corporate press.
Yeah.
No.
So
I get
it comes with the territory that we're just basically still having to educate people and tell people the truth about what's going on, because otherwise they'll just get complacent, like, oh well, it's be fine. Like, here's a good example. Jonathan here says, how would Doggy correct the medical system? Well, Doggy couldn't because Jonathan? They're just an advisory
board.
Almost
Chinese Vietnamese New Year.
It is almost Chinese New Year. They can't correct anything. They're literally just a think tank.
January.
Yeah. They're literally just a think tank. So they have literally no ability to correct anything, just like the other 1,000 think tanks in Washington, D.C. They're just a think tank. How would someone in Congress, though, change it? They would have to pass a bill that literally starts to phase out Medicare, Medicaid, and gets rid of barriers on insurance entries, like, cross state lines insurance offerings. And they would have to get rid of things like limitations on the number of doctors who are allowed to, basically become licensed, because there's a certain, it's complicated, but it's like basically there's a special financial system with the AMA thing that's kind of colluded with the state, that is the government, and they have a kind of limitation on the number of doctors that can be processed. That's one of the examples that, basically is keeping people from good health care. They could get out of rubber stamping unhealthy foods. They could get out of trying to control foods entirely, and that kind of thing, and just deal solely with fraud. So in other words, someone is either saying something, does something, or
mislabeling, not putting the right ingredients.
Labeling, right? Then that's okay. That's a violation of contracts. So that's okay to go after. But
let's free the market.
They got to free the market.
I will say, can they influence Trump and Congress? Can they do that? That'd be helpful. Can they become ANCAP? Dude, that'd be crazy. Vivek, like Steak, being like, anarcho-capitalism, yes. He does not talk like that, like Javier Milei at all.
Well, and also Vivek is he's expressly not libertarian,
right?
So
he's like, oh, I was, but yeah, he just values truth. And if the truth, he said, dude, that was his campaign. Did you not see his truck?
Yeah, his
Pork Fest.
Are you starting to believe
truth?
Politicians and their words now?
Did I say I was starting to believe?
Good. I'm just checking here because I got to make sure that in 2025 I didn't lose her marbles.
What are you saying? Like to literally say it'd be great if he became ANCAP? How is that literally saying?
You said he just values truth, and I said I don't know about that.
Well, that was sarcasm. That was like a joke. Nodding at his literal campaign.
Be careful.
There were signs everywhere.
2025 is too serious, and Poe's law comes into play. It
literally says truth, period.
Truth, period.
So I'm saying the truth is that there's such a thing as good and evil, individual rights, ethics. And if you want the most ethical, prosperous system, you'd advocate for anarcho-capitalism and incrementalism towards that end. Just like Javier Milei.
Yeah.
Man, I see headlines and I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, that's aid for Argentina, not America. I'm like, take it. Then I go to Argentina. I'm like, man, what are those home prices? And I'm like, I like my home.
I wouldn't move to Argentina just yet.
I like our home.
They have a lot more work to do. They're still broke.
That's tough.
But Javier Milei definitely has pulled them out of the spiral of being broke. But
it was so dire. And that's what it took out of the ashes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost like getting like, Venezuela, like people starving and needing to go through trash just to eat. Like it's not right. The regulations was so high there. And
lots of market intervention, price controls.
Currency was so devalued and inflated. Like how $1 million here is, what's that? You need $1 billion out. Forget 6 figures. Now it's 8.
For what?
Oh, just like if you want to think what is wealth. I mean, for me growing up, oh my gosh, you have 6 figures? Wow, that's huge. Now it's like, meh.
Now it's like, what?
30%'s taken anyway. No, 50 in terms of taxation and inflation.
Yeah.
But what we won't tax you on, I mean, not by our choice, we don't agree with taxation, is check out the Voluntaryist comic series.
You hold it up all right.
Did you ever intro?
No, I never introed this stuff because we were so busy talking.
No, it was great. I loved it. I just wanted to transition.
Yeah, so basically when it comes to
the medical system's terrible, yes.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Your father is alive.
Yeah, me too. The Javier Milei situation, going back to where we were, just a minute ago, the situation in Argentina obviously takes time because you have to both deal with debt and you have to restore, basically people's faith in the Argentinian economy, believing that, okay, it's safe to invest, right? Because for a long time, it's like, with the centralized power of the government and their regulations, who would want to invest there, right? Who would want to try to build anything? It'd be scary. You'd be like, oh, the government might try to nationalize this industry or they might try to intervene. So it's not just simply trying to fix a debt situation and then restructuring and liberating the market. You also need to, show people that, okay, it's safe to invest. And that takes time and outreach effort and people seeing that, okay, yes, this is going to stick. Like, this is not just, oh, we're going to free the market for like 6 months or a year. And then boom, it's going to be back to the government trying to steal stuff from people and ruining things. Yeah. So they need that sustainability, and then they need to be able to, basically show that this prosperity, will last with them keeping and continue to reduce the regulations on the economy and allowing people to actually freely trade. And the ones they did, like most immediately, were where they removed restrictions on airline travel and on rent, that is offering places for rent, and then people were able to freely start to offer things and compete, and then prices came down with more opportunities for people to offer things.
More private ownership.
Right. So that takes time to show people and all that good stuff. So And,
it's amazing to see though, because as you said, it will bring more businesses, and I've already seen so many more companies investing and hiring Argentinians, like remote workers there. And yeah,
that's cool.
And it's awesome.
It's awesome. That's good.
Well, and then there's more tourism there. Like we've seen several of our own, like you could say, friends, fan circle that have gone to Argentina just to visit and just see what's going on. So that's really cool.
Even that on its own, but a whole bunch of tourist industry, surge came because people like, oh, okay, we can get a good plane ticket there, not too bad price. We can actually go there and get some decent hotel rates and check it out. A lot of people did. A lot of people like, oh, I want to go check this out for myself. And that spurred, things in the economy there, because obviously they're getting people coming in and spending money and showing that, okay,
I'd love to go with you.
Economy, people want to come visit.
Yeah, let's go. I'm down.
I'm down too.
Jack and Phil go to Argentina to meet Javier Milei. I'd be like, anarcho-capitalista. Hola. And then I'd be like, can you sing a song?
We could.
He sings. And then I'd be like, what do you think of this song? And then I'd play Javier Milei Worldwide Libertad. I'd be like, Viva la Libertad.
That does kind of make me wonder.
Like, you like that song?
If we went, that'd be a fun idea.
He doesn't speak English at all.
A mini documentary. Like
you
if we did
more Spanish. Yeah, that'd be fun. Like a mini documentary. You speak more Spanish. Yeah. I speak poquito, right? Small.
Poquito is small in Spanish. Sí.
Uno, dos, tres.
Cuatro, cinco, seis, siete. Can you keep going? Ocho, nueve, diez, once,
It's
doce,
like
tres,
being
catorce,
in Hong
quince.
Kong and knowing some Japanese or Taiwanese or Vietnamese.
Yeah.
It's just, that's where we are, North America.
English and Spanish.
And French. Canadian.
A little bit of French. Nobody cares about French, though.
Come on. Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Dude, so many things are French based, just like Spanish based.
Yeah, because, Canadians, yeah. But we try not
Are
to
there
think
any
about
Canadians
that too
out
much.
there? What? Don't talk about French Canadians?
We did visit Canada, this past year.
What?
So, yeah.
No. Oh my gosh. Dude, Canadians are individuals too. What?
Oh, what?
Did you say don't talk about Canadians?
Oh, we don't talk about Canada. We can talk about Canadians.
Oh, well, I was talking about Canadians, not French Canadians. There are people who speak French.
Yeah, there are people. Well, on that note, speaking of French, Eternal says, let's talk comics.
The comic series.
All right.
What do you think he wants to talk about?
I think that
comics.
We should. Yeah, so why are we live streaming? I know we all just live stream just to hear about my dad's brain cancer and all kinds of things on the market. But
philosophy.
Voluncap One Shot is hyping. That is a part of what it is we're doing here. That's true.
Yeah.
So
this is so cool. I love her gun with the CZ bottom and the 1911 top.
Yeah.
I just wow. That's nice. That's nice.
So as you can see here, from before, we've come up quite a way. We're actually almost to 40% on the campaign.
Yeah, from the last time we streamed.
So
I think it was below 1,000.
Yeah, it's below 1,000. I think last time I streamed, and now we're past 2,000. So moving along, we got 24 days left, and it's pretty exciting. This has been a daunting enterprise here because Voluncap One Shot was a big risk.
Look at the art. I mean, just look at the artwork. It's incredible. The color. It's like a vaporwave sky back there. Cotton candy clouds. I mean, it's beautiful. So yeah, as you were saying, that's why.
As I was saying, well, I could, on that note of sharing a screen, I could. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to share this screen of the art. Ding, ding, ding. So
full screen.
Yeah, full screen. So this is just showing off a little bit of the interior pages. So, most of the comic, is complete in terms of designs. And we have, basically just a little bit more working on right now.
This is the page of the trailer.
Yeah, this is actually shown on the website. So Voluncap One Shot is the first page. And as you can see, it's dealing with competitive shooting, right? So they go load and make ready here with the judge. And it's go click, rack. Shooter ready. Ready, stand by, and then blam, 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 beep. But
I love
that's what the animated trailer, has that sequence there, So
dude, look at her outfit. I love the design, of course.
Yeah, the artwork is top tier. Bruno Abdebas, who he's won an award with Top Cow. He's a professional artist. He even did on Rippaverse. He did the ISOM poster, one of their first posters too. So he has a little reputation as being, both professional and also friendly to us in here who love liberty.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's super cool. I'm just very impressed with everything that we were able to accomplish and do with it. The artwork here is some of the best we've ever done. Overall, we did get the best we could, and we invested big time into making this a thing. So, I'm really proud of it, and I think that if you see it too on the Indiegogo, you'll see that we really took things up a notch, and the covers are beautiful and get you excited about what's going on in the series.
This double page spread.
Yeah, there's a double page spread.
Nice to see.
I am teasing it for you here tonight because I just really want to show people and get them excited and to jump in on this because we really could definitely use some more support to hit goal on this campaign. We did put a lot of work into it and a lot of resources. We reinvested from Voluntaryist, so we're trying to take it to that next level here and see what we can accomplish. But as you can see here,
I love the story.
Detail is
an American
stunning.
Girl who loves guns. I mean, and liberty.
And it's all, and as always, from me, from the work I do, I like making things very reasonable. I like having strong logical connections about why is it someone is good at what they do or whatever, and having things, relate and make sense. So, she's not just good out of nowhere. She's been training, as it says here, 15 years of training since I was 6, 157
competitions. Just pick it up, and after a month, she's like,
right, exactly. So she's literally been trained in competitive shooting since she was a kid. Basically as a family thing, with her dad, because her dad was a competitive shooter who was a professional who, got up and was, nationally ranked. And so he passed that down to her, brought his love of shooting to her. And so she grew up with it. And now she's become an adult and is, trying to get a nationally ranked title after many, many years of training. So, and then one page more I'm going to show you that is not fully available on the campaign, just because I want to tease it for you here, because I'm really trying to show people how beautiful this is.
I love it. Look at her hair. It's just like golden in the sun.
Yeah, I mean, it's just those incredible. Touches, man. Wow. It's just beautiful strokes and coloring and shading, and the detail and everything. I really push them.
Every page is like a poster. Yeah. Like I would put this on a wall, like blow it up. It's so good.
It is so good. And, and that was a big part of it, is I wanted to make it that it's something that, really wowed you every time you turn the page, and inspires you too. Because with everything I create, I'd like to have it, be something that makes you go, oh, I wonder what that is. And to start searching up online and like look into things, right? I like it to not only just be entertainment escapism, but also something that makes you think about the real world and makes you curious about things. So there's a lot of real world element in this comic, in terms of, talking about competitive shooting and things that go on. There's these little steel targets right here.
Yeah, we did. We started to go into right before the lockdowns. Yeah, US PSA.
Yeah, we did action pistol training and US PSA.
That was so fun. I mean, just going around and shooting through holes, and like when you get close to that bullseye, you're like, yes. If this was a situation of life or death, and there was a guy or a girl 5 feet away, I'd be able to hit him or her.
I'd be able to 5 feet away.
Sweet.
I'd hope you'd be able to hit someone 5 feet away, but even further.
Or 15. It's just so cool. It was so cool training with my Walther Q5 match. It took me a while. It's been a while. But yeah. That'd be really cool. I mean, me looking at it, I'm like, gosh, I miss shooting. I want to go back in. It was so fun. Like I said, the shutdowns were crazy. Ammo prices shot up. There were all those protests, happening. It's like, great, Kamala didn't get in, but that there probably will be some protests. We'll see. And like you said, maybe he'll grow the state again, like he did in his first 4 years as president. And he'll do that in a second. We'll see.
We'll see. But in the meantime, we're going to focus on this comic, and we're going to take a look here over at the campaign. And nice. I really want to, showcase y'all and get you bought into it, because if you haven't picked up a comic yet on this campaign, you definitely should. You're going to definitely regret if you don't pick it up, because it is amazing. And we have, the main cover here, our cover A, that has included with it aluminum bookmark and a die cut sticker. And then, as it goes across, there's a bunch of different perks that you can join in with, everything from, different covers to a game card to getting the signed, copies of the Ultimate Bundle.
Ooh, that Ultimate Bundle right there. 3 claimed.
Yeah.
I see.
And there's a full page ad as well. So if you want to get an ad in this comic, you definitely can, just like we did on Voluntaryist, and we sold out of our ads on our Voluntaryist issue.
Awesome.
But you can see there's the cover.
Ooh, there's the cover.
It's a little lower res because it's not the full thing. It's on the website, but
right. That's cover A, right? And
so that's cover A right there.
Right.
And show the interior, cover. A little character turn there. This is cover B, which is cool.
Cool.
And that's campaign exclusive. So basically, once that print runs, with this campaign, that's it. It won't be available for sale after this campaign. So a reason to pick it up for sure if you want to have that collectible cover.
Yeah.
And
cover C.
Yeah. Oh, and then the big special one here, for those also who love Rippaverse stuff here from Igor. Igor is back with us again for a special cover. So he did the cover C, and this is a hollow foil cover. So it has a thicker material and it's reflective. So there's going to be parts of this that are, you know, kind of shiny and show through. Oh my gosh,
that's so cool.
So he did the shotgun scene.
I love that he does all their hollow foils.
Yeah, I hope like to keep them forever.
Saga 1 right there, back there. You can see it's shiny.
Yeah,
that's the metallic. So if you want that hollow foil, get the hollow foil cover C.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only one that's hollow foil.
Yeah, there's only one hollow foil, and that's also campaign exclusive. So in other words, you can only get it on the campaign, you know, and then once it's up, you know, it's basically, I have my own like 10 copies for personal, and sometimes I'll give those to family, or maybe I'll donate one for an auction or something like that. But basically that's it. The campaign's it. And once it's out, you're not going to be able to get a print on demand. So both cover B and the hollow foil are limited. So on that note, we do have a special game that we want to play.
I've never played this game. It kind of
called Gooey Louie. Here, grab that box right there.
I just realized there's just like a head back there. That's so creepy.
So we figured for fun, as we
look at that's me.
Do support the campaign / super chats. We're gonna play the game Gooey Louie. Now I don't know if you ever played this growing up.
Play this game?
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Look at that kid's face. That's gonna be which one's Jack? I think that kid with the brown hair.
Oh my goodness. So Gooey Louie is basically this game where you roll a die, and then depending on what you get, you know, you'll pull out boogers from his nose, and one of the boogers will cause his brain to pop, and that's whoever causes that to happen. Well, they're the loser. So it's a kid's game. It's kind of fun. It's silly.
I don't want to be a loser.
But I figured that'd be fun to do on camera here with everybody. You know, basically either a support in the campaign or a super chat will pull a booger out of Gooey Louie and see what happens.
Okay, it's loaded.
It's loaded.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah, metallics are expensive. It's the cost more to do that for the hollow foil. Should name her Voluncap. That would be funny, but yeah, then that'd be not as a distinct character.
I like her name. It's an alliteration.
Mishi Michalak. Yeah, so the character's name, you know, her super name that comes later is Voluncap, but Mishi Michalak is her character name, like her actual name.
That's so cool, because like her original name is Mishi Michalak, like that's what her birth parents gave her.
Yeah.
Then later she's like, I'm Voluncap. I'm a voluntarist capitalist. And I like competitive shooting.
Yeah. I don't think that it necessarily stands for that, but you'll find out later. Yeah. You just said I'm a voluntarist capitalist. I didn't say that. So
I thought that's what it was.
Well, you're just another fan who has to learn what it means later, then I guess.
I'm just another fan.
You're just another fan who's gonna have to learn later.
Just another fan.
Just another fan.
That's it.
That's it.
You give this to just another fans?
I don't give that ring to just another fans.
Well, then I'm not just another fan. Take that back. All right, so we roll the dice.
So you roll the dice.
So for every support, so we'll see. Right now we're at 27, and otherwise we're hanging out, refreshing this thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly add a banner here. So hold on just a second. Let me see. Support.
Hanging out with y'all on a Saturday night, 2025, January. Oh man, I wonder what's gonna happen on January 6th. I'm just used to something happening. Nothing. Yeah, celebration. I don't know.
Yeah, Gooey. I spelled it wrong. Hold on. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't look right. I put IEGOOEY. I'm like, yeah, just like that.
That's funny.
Okay. There we go. Great. So we'll do the Gooey Louie. That we'll also show people how it works before, in celebration of passing the 2K mark. We'll each take a turn so people can see what that means and what it looks like.
All right, sounds good. All right, how about I go first and you tell me how to do it?
I will tell you how to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice.
So it actually doesn't roll that way.
What? It doesn't roll?
So on Gooey Louie,
I'll
show people here. There's a hole in the back of his head.
Gosh, this is horrendous.
Yeah, and it comes out his mouth. So you actually roll the dye through the back of his head and comes with that. So you could put the dye in the back of his head. Let's see here.
All right. So
oh, I guess I gotta move this camera. Hold on.
Oh, it landed in his mouth. Is that right?
No.
Stays in his mouth?
No, it's not. It's supposed to come out his mouth.
Oh.
So hold on, let's see here.
Okay. Here?
There we go. All right, you can go ahead.
Hey, look, it's Eric July.
You gotta lean back.
Oh wait, that's not Eric July. My bad. That's
No.
That's a character. Okay, it's not gold. Is it the T? Oh.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah, I guess you got to push it a little bit more.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is.
X. What's X?
So,
what does X mean?
I believe X means that you don't have to pull anything, and then I have to go now. All right, let's see what happens when I do it.
Excellent.
All right, what's up, TZ?
Hey, wow, that's a cool picture. Is that Mary stopping a 223?
I don't know why it's not coming. Is it supposed to just stay there? It seems kind of weird.
I don't know. I feel like it should come out because in the picture on the box it shows, but
it does show it coming out in the box. So.
Yeah.
Well, either way,
I got just roll it good old fashioned stuff.
Well, I got the one. So.
Oh, you got one? Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna try pulling out one of these boogers.
Ew. So gross. Ew.
Hey, look at that.
That's so gross.
Oh, you're in the way.
Ew.
See, there's the booger. Yeah. There's the booger right here.
Oh, this way.
Yeah, nice. That's the boogie. So this right here, is what you pull out of Gooey Louie. It's kind of like bendy, and it's kind of fun to touch here. Try it.
Ew. Well, I'm just glad that I've never pulled out a bogey that big.
Yeah. All right.
Be like in your brain.
So basically, let's see here with the campaign. All right. So basically, yes. So if we get support on the campaign, we will continue playing Gooey Louie and go, around each time, or super chat. So super chat as well. Shoot us down the super chat, and then boom, we'll do another round of Gooey Louie pulling out the boogie, which is kind of fun. And of course, in support of Voluncap One Shot. So yeah. So I appreciate everybody who's supported so far and been a part of it. So it's pretty awesome. Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. That's gross.
Here, hold it.
Ew. No. I didn't roll a 1 or a 2. Gross.
It says, reminds me of Ooey Gooey World from Rugrats in Paris.
Oh, yeah. For real. That's funny. I like how Matt's a #1 fan. And he's like, rooftop.
Yeah, no earwax, too. We just, it just is the boogies.
Ew. That'd be so gross.
That'd be so gross.
Funny. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
So in the meantime, what else is new?
Well, we're still choosing not to partake in alcohol. It's been over a year.
That's true.
Now we're one of those people who are like, I gave up alcohol a year ago. Those people, like, I've been sober for 1 year. 5 years. Now we can say. I just feel great, I don't feel nauseous or anything. I mean, obviously it can be fun. But, there's other means.
Other means to what?
Focusing, happiness, relaxation, things like that. You don't need to ingest poison.
Yeah.
It's medically used for like wound treatment. No, I'm just kidding. Just drink a little. Just don't drink that much. Gosh.
Yeah, well,
it's
up to each person, right? It's just when you get older, as your body starts to age, Alcohol just doesn't
You can't process it the same.
processes as neatly.
I don't know. I didn't really ever process it that well, even when I was.
You were like a 2-beer queer. You
2-beer queer.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, I have never been so offended. That is like my brother calling me a fruit.
A fruit?
When I was young. He's like, stop being a fruit.
Stop being
and I'm like, I'm 7.
You're 7.
I'm not a fruit. I eat fruit. Anyway, so 2-beer queer. Huh.
Yeah.
Never heard of that. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, basically it's
like,
all it takes.
Half a beer.
2 drinks and then
nowadays it's like half a beer queer.
Yeah, now it'd
half
be
beer queer.
Just a little thimble and you'd be toast because you haven't had some. Yeah, you haven't had.
Well, yeah, we have those little tiny shot glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun. All right, for every support, little. Oh man.
Oh man.
Nah, it's good.
That's good.
It is good.
It is good. So yeah, outside that, in terms of what we're doing this year and things of interest. We're going to work right now, working on fulfilling Voluntaryist. Basically right now that campaign was very successful. We, did well over 100% on that one. And I'm just working on the advertisement pages. The interiors are done. I'm just waiting on the bookmarks to come in, but the stickers came in already. The art came in already. And we have the cards as well. Those came in already. So most everything's already done with Voluntaryist. It's just more so the block is having to finalize the advertiser art, which with the holidays and stuff, the artists obviously took a little break. So yeah, waiting to get back with them basically this upcoming week so we can continue working now that Christmas, New Year's is over and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Do you have any of your perks for Voluncap? Because we'll be focused on that this year, of course.
I have from Voluncap. I don't have much yet. I think I might have some stickers in the what do you call it, the cards. I think I have the stickers and cards from Voluncap.
Okay. Nice.
But a lot of the stuff's going to get finalized once we wrap up the campaign. So what did y'all get for Christmas this year? Any interesting and unusual gifts?
I can share what I got.
What did you get?
Well, I was wearing them earlier, but for Christmas, I got these earrings that are in the shape of a square, and they're gold. And then this is my anniversary gift.
Aw.
And it's nice. And it's gold.
You're talking so low, the mic isn't picking up.
Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
It's great. Well, I didn't mean to be so far away. If you didn't hear, basically, I had earrings as a Christmas gift.
Nice.
Matt got property taxes. I don't know if that's a gift.
Property taxes.
I wouldn't call that
painful.
a gift. I mean, us too, for sure. Yeah, it is painful.
Yes. Also, have either of you gone to Macy's U? Yes, we were a special guest in 2019. And that was a wild ride. It was fun to be in Judge Napolitano's law class. We slept in the first day.
Late. He's like, "Where are the Lloyds?
Yeah.
Where are the Lloyds?"
We're like, "Oh, I didn't even know we got accepted to this class."
I need to tell you, and you need to memorize these court cases and then and these decisions.
I knew most of what he was already talking about from law school, but
and then you got to take a test at 6 a.m.
We didn't take a test at 6 a.m.
Did we graduate? Did we just attend?
We just attend. Well, because you go to Macy's U, but you don't. There's a certain certificate thing you can take a test for and pass if you want, but you elect to do that. We didn't do that, but a lot of people take that test usually after going a few times, that kind of thing. It's not
really.
Yeah, people don't usually take it like the first. From my understanding, what I've heard
I wish I took it just to know if it was hard or tough.
I don't think it's that difficult. It's just more so. It's like, do you know all of Macy's major points? Basically, is what they're gonna say. They're just
Oh, I see. Like, what were his main?
They're gonna
arguments?
Human action being this a priori deductive reasoning, basically people seeking a better state of existence than what was prior, probably, marginal utility, probably this, basically the banking cycle and in terms of the inflation, being created by, bank printing and I should say inflation rates being manipulated and that kind of stuff. Mostly. That's from my understanding from people I know who have taken it and have passed it.
I wish everyone knew that instead.
Yeah. Instead of what?
Instead of calling for more taxation, single payer healthcare, more government intervention.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. It's too much.
It is time to stop.
It's too much.
It's way too much.
I'm not the only one whose brother has called them a fruit. Apparently, Imperial Guard number 28. His name is a specific guard.
Yeah.
Number 28.
My brother still calls me fruit. That's funny. All right. So
I love fruit.
It's late. So I wanted to.
It is late.
I want to
What time is it?
It's about to be 11:30.
East Coast.
We don't normally. Well, we sometimes do this
it's
late.
Saturday. So it's
I'm
Saturday.
a bit tired because it's been a long, crazy
3
weekend. I know 3 a.m. Right? I'm a bit exhausted. So what I want to propose is that we will finish one whole game of Gooey Louie with either the first super chat or first support on the campaign. So we'll play through the whole Gooey Louie with either support of the campaign, which I really recommend you get on the campaign if you haven't already, because honestly, it is just amazing. The trailer is awesome. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's an animated trailer. As you can see, it has maybe a little bit of cake there. I mean,
that's less than what it was.
It's less than what it was. I know.
Like the first draft?
The first draft
showed me,
had way too much cake.
You're like, come in here. Look at this.
I was like,
you're like, is it me or is this like a little too much?
Her butt had its own zip code. I was like, bro, you gotta bring that butt down a little bit. It's a little too much.
Well, it was like to the point where you could rest a cup.
You could rest a whole dinner. And when you
can rest a cup or a dinner plate,
you can rest a dinner on that booty.
That's a little much.
Yeah, it's like it's okay to make a muscular, but we got to bring that butt down. But
yeah.
In any case, the comic's a little more proportional, obviously.
Oh, the art is so good. I mean, so cover A.
The art's so good.
Is the same art style as the interiors, and that's why it's cover A, because it matches the interiors, and it's just sick.
It is sick. It's amazing.
Look at that color.
So join in, get either a super chat right now or be on the campaign. Let's do this in the next 5 minutes. And that way we'll play through the entire Gooey Louie. Each of us will see. We'll keep going until one of us loses and one of us wins. Kind of like Squid Game, which, by the way, Squid Game was pretty wild. I want to do a show just talking about Squid Game. I don't want to do any spoilers or anything yet because people are still watching Squid Game season 2. But they definitely upped the SJW stuff in it. They kind of gave a teaser with the main character, getting his pink hair at the end, but. This one, they took it to a whole new level.
I think it was red. He had that fiery, it was like red rebirth
pinkish red
hair.
His rebirth.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. But I do want to talk about that because there's some themes
I want to
there
talk about
to unpack.
It so bad.
Yeah.
But we can't.
I mean, we can talk a little bit about it maybe. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, that was the inspiration for this game. Like, imagine you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die if I don't roll. Pick out these boogs.
Right. Pick out these boogers.
Gooey Louie.
Oh my goodness.
It's horrendous.
All right. I'm refreshing the campaign.
All right. Still at 27.
Is someone jumping on? Let us know in the comments. We just need either one support on the campaign or one super chat. Either way, we will do it. We will Gooey Louie and put more boogies out of the nose
in this toy.
Yes, in that toy. But yeah, it's there's a lot of shows starting to come back out because we watched Dan to Dan. I don't know if y'all have seen Dan to Dan, but it's pretty wild, and that's a bit etchy.
All right, so what else are we doing this year?
What else are we doing this year?
So you talked about Voluntaryist and Voluncap.
No, yeah, we talked about Voluntaryist Voluncap. So I think that once we do Voluntaryist Voluncap, we're going to take like our time figuring out our next move, you could say, because
we're still gonna make monthly videos.
Oh yeah. No, we have our usual stuff, memes and monthly videos and that. But our bigger projects, obviously, Voluntaryist, the next issue will come out. That's already actually been underway. Even as we're completing this campaign, I've already even done the pencils on the next issue and stuff like that. So that's beyond the pale. All right,
let me interrupt you. Javier Milei Worldwide Libertad music video.
That's what we're thinking about.
In Argentina.
Right, Argentina. I don't know if we can do it in Argentina.
We also do it
but another music video. And of course, we want to record another song. I think we're going to go into studio, record another song coming up. So maybe next month even.
Yeah.
So we're going to record another song.
Yay.
And then we are still trying to figure out what to do with this next music video potential. Our big one last year was End the Fed. And that was a super fun one to shoot. And it was awesome. But we really want to do the Javier Milei Worldwide Libertad song because we could do some cosplay things and fun stuff with it. We just need to, get that level of buy-in and support. It's kind of critical to do that video right because we want to make sure that we have key props, potentially, extras, and the ability to make it really funny and comedic and something that makes people smile and gets shared across, hopefully, Argentina and South America. I think we can get Javier Milei to share it. Javier Milei's account already shared something else I had, bid on. So it's in the realm of possibility. It'd be interesting to see if we could do that. But that was fun. The one idea that someone had of us going to Argentina and like investigative reporting, like we go on the ground and
just be like, what are your thoughts on Javier Milei? What do you think of anarcho-capitalism? Or are you an anarcho-capitalista? Or how do you say that in Spanish?
Anarcho-capitalista. Maybe I could dress as Javier Milei and then I just see if they'll let me in the Capitol and then get in there.
Oh my gosh. And interview Javier dressed up as Javier.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be really funny, actually. And you actually do impressions and you try to speak Spanish.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. I think in order to interview him, you need, he needs to be able to translate.
Yeah, obviously we need to translate or something like that.
All right, we're just going to open up Google Translator.
Too funny. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anybody jump in on the campaign, so can't win them all. This is
wow. It's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
Thanks. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, lots of viewers, lots of people come by.
Hope y'all are hanging.
We didn't promote this one as much either. We didn't normally we let people know a week in advance and give notifications. Is that this one was kind of last minute because we were dealing with. As I was talking about with my dad in the brain cancer situation, I was dealing with a bunch of family stuff and this or that in these past couple of weeks. And it kind of took me back from doing all the things I normally do and keeping up with all the things I normally keep up with. So, but, we appreciate everybody come by and everybody saying hi, everybody
and our 27 backers so far.
Mercenary to you.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you for your service.
Thanks for coming by, and thanks for everybody who shared it. Again, even if you don't have Change of Spirit right now, if you share it to your social media, that's a big deal. Whatever it is, Facebook, Minds, MeWe, Twitter, or now it's X. Whatever, YouTube. Share the campaign. Let people know about it. That's a great help to us as well. Just getting the word out because obviously we face lots of throttling. Although I will say we have started to break out of some of that throttling.
Yeah,
lately,
with my monthly videos.
We've been figuring out a grind and a way to get some videos out there.
Getting back to 2016 levels.
It's crazy. Yeah, I know. It's so annoying that
8 years
for so long it was difficult.
Censorship. It was maddening.
Yeah, it was
throttling.
It was very maddening. And now it's we have, your latest videos nearing. Well, it's past 9,000 views, which is great.
Oh, it's over 9,000.
It's over 9,000.
Over 9,000. Have you seen the trap remixes of?
I've definitely seen those trap remixes.
Oh, I know you have. I was asking.
Oh yes, no, I see.
I know you have. You showed me. You think it's gonna stop? It's over 9,000. So then it goes again. It's over 9,000.
Right.
And then there's a sick beat.
Matt says more rapping. And that's true. A lot of people. More rapping. I agree. More your raps. I mean, even if it's not exactly. Oh, here we go.
Wow,
the Eternal came
send
in.
Me a booger.
Yes. Thank you, Eternal comic series, which he has a great comic series as well. Definitely worth checking out. I got his first issue that he put out, and it was very impressive. I was actually surprised. A lot of times people have their first comic book. You think it's going to be a little bit rougher. They're still learning, but his was actually very mainstream competent in the lettering and the designs, and the story was interesting.
Did he
Yeah.
Did he draw it? I'm like,
he worked with another artist who did the drawings and the art,
cool.
but they're very talented. And the way, especially that they did the special effects on the lettering and how they developed it, I thought was really high quality. So definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you're looking for something interesting, unique. Yeah, the story is a playoff of Frankenstein's monster with a superhero thing. It's a reimagination, I guess you could say, of it. And I thought the story was compelling and fun, and I think people would definitely like it. So yeah, definitely. So I can recommend, because I personally did pick it up and read it, so I can say
that's awesome.
All right, so the Eternal has authorized the boogers.
Ew, I have to roll. All right, let's try it.
Yes.
Roll this.
It is not for naught.
Okay, it's a 1. Ew.
So you have to pull one booger. So hold on, before you do, let me split the screen so we get the close up. Here, wait. Here.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. All right, come on in. Pull a
booger. Look at his face. It's ridiculous. He's like, no, this is horrible. What is this? I have an idea. All right. Ew, look at that. Oh my gosh.
There you go. That's the booger. Ew. You gotta pull it all the way. Oh gosh. Oh, gross. Gross. All right, it's my go.
All right.
All right, I got a 1.
How'd you
there you go.
come across this game?
I had it as a kid.
Oh, really? So your parents got it, or or you chose it out at the store? Your parents got it for you? Oh, that's funny.
All right, I got another booger out, and then it pops. So it's your turn.
Well, thanks, the Eternal. What? We have to keep going?
Yeah, I said whatever it was, either a super chat or a support of the campaign. Right, then we play the whole game through so people can see it.
Okay, I'm supposed to go out the head. Oh my god, it's 2. Oh my god. All
right, so hold on. Let's let it get focused back. So she got 2. So horrendous. 2 boogies.
Gosh. Now everyone's getting a glimpse of what it looks like.
1.
I use these hands to pick.
2. Yeah, whatever you grab, you got to pull all the way out. So.
Ew.
Yeah, show people the boogers. Ew. Show them the boogies.
It's basically not boogers.
It's not boogers.
Where's the where's the camera? Where's the camera?
This is the camera.
This is disorienting. Okay.
There you go. Those are the boogers.
Whoa. Yeah, it's basically a fun toy, and if you don't look at it like it's boogers, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
All right, like step aside. I'm rolling this.
Okay. I'll let you pick your bugs.
Oh
no.
All right, pick it up for me off the ground.
No, can you
please
ask? Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna ask. Pick it up. 1.
I'm not gonna do it.
She's not gonna do it, folks. Did you hear that?
When you give commands.
That's it. She said she's not doing it.
I don't listen to commands. You could ask.
Could you please pick up the die? Oh, please. Sure. Okay.
I listened to questions.
All right, so we got a 1.
It's about consent. Voluntaryist.
Tell the mic.
It's about consent, voluntarist. You, of all, should understand why a
consent
question
matters
is preferred to commands, aka requests.
All right, I'm bringing it up close in this one.
Ew, it's so gross.
Oh!
Oh my gosh! Its brain came out.
No!
It's horrible.
He lost his brain.
That is a horrendous.
All right, grab his brain. I lost.
No.
I pulled the what? Please grab his brain.
No.
Please. Please. Please grab his brain.
It's not
so that's Gooey Louie. Once you pull the one that's attached, there it is to show everybody the brain.
Oh my gosh, it's a little brain.
It's a little brain.
So is this nostalgic for you? This little brain?
This little brain is
all right. This is the size of my freaking brain.
Yeah, now push it together at the thing.
Is this the size of your brain?
No.
Stay a little.
Oh my goodness.
He had his brain up.
Yeah, so like this. Like if you push it together. ASMR Gooey Louie. So basically, when it compresses in, it launches out, and it makes that sound, funny. So it pops out. So it's meant to be for like little
Thanks
kids.
Turtle. He's like, pick that nose like a pro. What would you say? Had decades of experience.
I'll show you. So inside Gooey Louie, right, there's this one that has the attachment here, and then there's a bunch of other boogers.
Oh, so if you get that one.
So if you happen to pull the one that has the attachment, it pops the head open, and then the brain pops out.
That is so fun.
Yeah, it's a fun, silly game, especially for kids stuff. This could be fun combined with like a drinking game too. Like if you did something like that, that could get pretty silly.
And if it blows, you have to drink. Yeah.
Right. If you blow the head, then you have to down like something serious, like a shot.
That's how Jack and I are gonna break our sobriety streak.
Yeah, we're gonna break our sobriety streak with
the Gooey Louie.
A Gooey Louie nose.
All right,
blow.
Maybe catch us on the next stream, and that's what we'll do as we talk about philosophy and pho. I didn't talk about pho at all.
No.
I really need to make pho at home again and try. Gosh, it is such a process.
It is a process.
Like, you remember when I'd like pour the broth, into the strainer, and you gotta be careful. All those bones, those beef bones, you gotta take them out. Or if you make chicken pho, the chicken bone. It's a whole process. But I gotta say, it's delicious. I'm about to do it. And we have a crock pot. It makes it even easier. So, maybe that's what will happen. But thanks so much for hanging out with us, everybody. Spending some of your Saturday night here, an hour and 11 minutes. 111. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that's a fun game.
It is a fun chore.
Our nieces and nephews and our future kids.
Yeah, they'll love it. It's a fun. We'll bring this out maybe later when we do something crazy. I don't know. We'll figure out what other things we'll spice things up with. We definitely need to do another spice challenge for Voluncap One Shot. So maybe we'll give more lead time and announcement. But I think
that was fun.
I think we're going to be
doing a different sauce kit because we have the old one there. I think there's just 4 left. So
yeah, this is from before we did the old sauce kit. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 sauces remaining after we did 2 rounds with it. So we actually got through most of the sauces.
Yeah. I guess we can just get a new one.
Yeah, we could get or do a different challenge, and we'll do that. But so I think we're gonna be streaming pretty much every weekend until this campaign closes, right? Pretty much.
I mean, every Saturday night, around this time, trying to catch the
maybe a little earlier
East Coasters. Yeah. Before they go party until 3 a.m. or go to sleep, depending where you are in your life. Or the Pacific people who it's just 8 p.m. No, 9 p.m. Yeah, right.
10, 11, 12. So at 12.
Yeah, so it's 9.
So it's about 8:30 right now for them.
Oh, okay.
Or getting close. 8:43. Yeah.
Yeah, so almost 9. So doing 8 to 9 basically for Pacific right after dinner.
Who knows? Maybe we'll do something crazy. We'll see. We'll see if we do.
We just can't do Australia time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Maybe a shot challenge or something. Who knows? So maybe we'll bring back some of the crazy times. We'll say.
Oh my gosh. Maybe in the final days.
Right. Maybe the final one, we go crazy on it. We say, okay, screw this. We do a shot challenge, like a sake shot challenge.
Every support over 50.
every support on the campaign itself.
No, I'm a lightweight. I could not.
We have gone through many more difficult trials. I mean,
unless I'm doing those tiny shots, like the tiny. So if it was every
print comic supporter higher, how about that?
What's that? That's fair.
That's at 30.
The sign comic. Yeah, I mean that's fair. Nah, it should be 50. Yeah. We'll talk about it later, but maybe we'll do that. That sounds fun. We'll see.
We'll see. We might do something crazy to finish it off.
Definitely have to take it easy regardless.
Yeah, we gotta take it easy after, but. Yeah.
Or you're going to see Drunken Master.
Drunken Master again. I know. Oh, my. Everyone wants to see Drunken Pho again, from what I hear. So,
I mean, that's when, dude, Drunken Philosophy is fun.
Drunken Philosophy is fun. Oh, wait. Someone just supported on the campaign.
Whoa. We just got support on the campaign. That means we need to go through another round of Gooey Louie.
We do. That's true, actually.
Let's do it.
Okay, hold on.
And see
Let's
who
what
gets the boog.
Who gets the boog? Yeah.
Yeah.
What just went up by? I'm surprised because I don't see it yet.
Well, it says 28 from 27 backers.
Um,
Chris says it's a mountain time here, no parties.
Huh.
Is it because you're in the mountains?
It says a 28th backer, but what was the number before?
Sure.
I thought it hasn't changed yet. Did someone just get a dollar digital? I'm not sure. Oh, there's no dollar digital in this, so it's not possible. So what was it?
You're one of those mountain folk. Who's a mountain folk? Or a southern folk?
Okay, I guess we got another backer,
Yay.
so I guess we'll do another round. Okay, well.
You already loaded it up.
Already loaded up. Perfect.
Cool.
All right, we'll do one more round in support of the backer who just joined us. So
wonderful. We'll eventually see what the perk was.
Let's split it.
All right. I'll pick that up later.
Gooey Louie's back on the menu.
Oh, thanks.
Age before beauty.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
All right, what'd you get?
It's a 1.
Show the audience.
It's a 1. Okay, you can see. It's a 1.
It's a 1. All right, you get to pull one booger.
Ew. I hate this. Oh, wait, what if the brain comes out and it breaks the glass?
No, it's not going to break the glass. You're good.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What if the force is so strong?
It's okay. It's okay.
Watch, it's going to break the glass.
All right, we're good. You got it. Nice.
All right, who wants to bet it's going to break the glass?
It's not going to break the glass.
Exactly, Matt. Dang, Floridians trying to break the glass.
Okay.
With their little brains jumping out heads.
All right, I got one, too.
Kidding.
There it is. I got one.
Matt says, wish the North Midwest left with the 0-degree temps. That's terrible. As in 0 degree Fahrenheit, right?
All right, there it is. I got the booger.
Celsius? Because that's horrendous.
Boom. Europe's.
Okay. All right.
Okay, there we go. Now we see it.
Oh, no.
So thank you who joined in on the campaign. I think it was a sticker backer.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, he dropped it again?
How do I? Okay, it's a 1.
1. All right, pull your booger.
Ew.
All right.
Ew, but oddly satisfying.
All right, I got a 1.
Okay. That booger is hanging out. Ah.
All right, I just took my boogie out.
No, this is like Russian. It's like Russian roulette.
It's Russian roulette with boogers. All right, you got a 1.
Please don't break the glass. Please don't break the glass. Ew.
Nice.
It's so like gross.
All right, I got 1.
Yet satisfying, you know. Like when it comes out. Like, Oh no.
I freed the booger, no problem.
Man, how many are there?
Enough to make you squeam.
Oh. Oh shoot.
Oh,
Would you please pick it up for me?
No.
Oh, it was a request.
No, it's my turn.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because you got none. Oh, well, you're saying it's only on... if it falls on the floor, whatever's on the floor is what you get.
Okay,
it was the
none
same
again.
thing. There you go. None again.
That's funny.
So if you get that, that means no dice.
No dice.
I rolled a none as well.
I don't want to do it anymore. Ew. Oh, what's reverse? Can I go what's off the floor now? It's this. I've never
I think that means you go again.
Oh, really?
Or let me see.
I thought it's like reverse, like Uno reverse. See.
I'm reading the rules.
Uno reverse. Who thinks it's reverse?
Oh, pick one GUI, then gameplay switches directions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you pick one GUI and then gameplay switches, but since we only have 2 players, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just pick one?
So you pick one. Yeah, you do pick one.
Ew.
Make sure it's, there you go.
gosh.
Take your booger.
Ew.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh man, it disappeared. Back in the nose. I hate when that happens. Ew.
You got it out?
Yes. Wow, Imperial Guard, you really want to pick me to pick Jack's nose. I like how you put the clown emoji every time. I know you're probably being sarcastic.
All right, let's see.
Oh my gosh, it happened to you twice.
It happened to me twice.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a funny
there
game. That's hilarious.
We actually got quite a few boogers on that one. There was only a couple left, as you can see.
I like that it's reusable, the bogeys.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It is fun. All right, so thank you so much for your support and for
yeah, that was fun.
joining in
we got
with
to go
us.
twice, and
yeah.
I think it's hilarious. His brain.
Would you
is
please
so
grab his
small.
brain?
Do I have a choice?
No.
Well, then it's not.
It's kind of like how the government says taxes are filing your tax returns voluntary, even though it's totally not voluntary.
This is not for civilized society.
Thank you.
I'll do it because I want to. Here you go.
Oh, now I got to get his brain in there.
There's your little brain.
Your
Sorry.
little brain.
It's so funny with his brain so small. Oh, and then you just put the dice in his mouth, and that's how it stores. Just fascinating. It's so funny. Okay. Wow.
There we go.
Man, we have a lot more viewers. Is that because like East Coast people are staying up, or like Pacific people?
Could be some Pacific and Midwest
time.
people. Yeah, just like we had Chris
Central.
here. You know, he's over out there.
All the ski slopes are going down.
Yeah. So
Hey, Colorado.
awesome. Well, that makes you feel good that we got to play a little bit of our Gooey Louie. Got some support of the campaign. Thank you so much. And the super chat.
Thank you so much, Eternal Comic
Thank you so
Series,
much, Eternal.
for your support and I guess anonymous supporter of the campaign.
Yeah,
What'd they get? Like a comic?
They got the sticker.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So that's awesome.
Nice.
Mountain Man. So yeah, so basically we're gonna we'll be streaming pretty much every weekend leading up to the campaign close, which is I believe January 28th.
Yeah, 24,
so there's 24 days left.
Yeah,
Yep.
So check out the campaign, look through all the perks. I know it can be a lot, but yeah, check it out. And we'll also be here again next Saturday and the next few ones until it ends.
Yeah.
So.
6 a.m. Europe.
Whoa, 6 a.m. on a Sunday.
Wow.
Wow.
Right?
Cheers.
When you get up so early, that's crazy.
Cheers. I like how you say Europe. Like we could just say North America instead of America.
Things are rough in Europe right now. Yeah.
Argentina, where are we? We
have a whole discussion on how crazy things are in Britain right now with them arresting people over just, retweets and stuff. But
oh my gosh, that is so insane. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely we'll find some more fun, spicy things. Maybe we'll get another spicy challenge. And who knows, maybe we'll even close out this Voluncap with our classic Jack and Pho drunk philosophy. Doing a shots challenge.
We'll be sober up until we start getting support. So it'll be fun. You'll get to see both.
And make sure to hit the Reich button, as Matt says here.
I mean, please hit Reich.
Please hit Reich.
Like
yes.
That
yes.
Thanks, Matt. You're awesome.
So thanks everybody for coming by. Here. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Mountain Man. Chris.
Thanks, Healthy Self. Thanks, Imperial Guard. I'm not sure who else is still hanging, lingering in the chat.
Sunday mornings too. It's a little. Enjoy Healthy Self European somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe Italian.
You never know. You never know.
You don't know.
But we'll be back next week with more advanced notice and more games and more.